media includes photo, video, and videos, photos, and also um, our sounds and stuff, right? We'll also be looking at how to labels and workflow, how to look at our workflow. These are the things that we need to understand in this cohort. See, the first cohort is is like babies, just a pamper, just go. You see these ones now, they are the real deal, right? And people will be dropped off in this cohort. Let me talk them, and I go do them. No matter how good you are, no matter how very gingy or whatever, one thing that stood out for me in my growing process is discipline. Discipline in attitude, discipline in work, discipline in character. So please and please, when we say we want to learn this thing, let's learn this thing. Sometimes I wish we have a lot of questions that you can ask me. Let me not be the one to now say, oh, this one I don't do it to, or this one I cannot answer it, or this one, let's do this one. But like, I mean, few persons come to my DM, of course, right? Most of the questions they come with are questions that relate to technical issues. Some things that, oh, your phone or your device is not compatible. I was playing something with someone. I said, for you to, for a video, a normal video, an MOV or MP4 or MKV or MACC, all those codecs, whatever, for you to work in your phone and play, your phone needs to be compatible with the video codecs to have that video playback work on your phone. It's simple. People will work this our device. No, no work can based on say, I mean, they want to just make it fancy, right? So if your phone is having issues downloading a video, playing a video, it's because to an extent, first thing first, the phone has not been able, or the integration of the phone does not have the required, they call it file extensions, to carry that video and play it or convert that video's codecs to the compatible one it has inbuilt in the phone and play it. Simple as that. That's number one. Secondly, the specifications of the phone is a little bit lower than a is a little bit lower for that particular file or video to play. And this is not a bad thing. It's just that, oh, it can't play very well or very fine because, of course, the video, whatever, is just like the phone is like kind of specifically kind of lower. So you see that at the end of the day, it could be lagging, right? But if you push it to a laptop, those things are involved. It could play better, but it could also lag, right? So bring it to a higher, interface laptop or a higher specification laptop, it plays smoother. So it's not a problem. It's not some, it doesn't, it's not like your phone is faulty. It's just that the device is not compatible with every codecs and file extension used to integrate those two media to work with, right? So just find something higher and it works, right? So what I'm saying is because when you're looking at um the bullet two or week one, when we're talking about organizing media folders and all that, you find out that there are some videos that might not play in your laptop, hmm, or your phone very well or clearly. But once you import it to CapCut, it plays. Take for instance, there are some movies that you can't even watch if you don't use VLC or MX player, right? There are some videos that if you play normally with your phone, it will not work. You have to go and download. Someone might tell you, oh, download VLC. You get. So what the person is trying to say is that download a software that they have built to withstand, regardless of the phone specification now. that software has been able to pick this file, convert it to the codecs and file extension that will be able to be compatible with your phone and can now play it out. That's why you can just use those VLC to play, to view, right? You understand? But you can't use it to do much, right? So same with CapCut. There's some videos that will not play on your phone normally, right? It won't. Once you introduce CapCut to it or you push it to CapCut, it just plays, right? It could lag or but you could see the visuals and audio and everything, right? So that is one good thing about this thing. And sometimes what they do with all these laptops, all these softwares, is just to um, add to the plugins. Plugins are little functionalities that help all those small um, integrations and interactions with the software work perfectly, they work fine. So they're just like few things you could just attach and everything works smoothly, right? But don't ever think that your phone has a problem or your laptop has a problem. It's just that to a large extent, you've not been able to upgrade that particular device to be compatible with whatever you want to play. So that is also fine, right? Just for you to just step it up a little bit and you're good to go. We'll be talking about color coding clip for clarity. So this color coding clips is, I think I showed that thing one time in the last cohort when if you want to color grade, right, there are codes for colors, right? And because let's take for instance, 0000 is always white, right? FFF is black, right? And so when you now interact these colors together, you can now see that if you have 0F0F0F0F0F, you see that 0F0F is giving you kind of ash color, or if any of the letters or the codes are more, it tilts towards that particular shade more. All this will be shown, right? It also gives you the what do you call it? The HLS, right? The hue, luminance, and saturation of each particular clip. So you can now decide to color on the clip or use an adjustment layer for your colors. And because it comes in codes, which is very simple to understand, just know the particular color to choose at each particular time. They are done with it, right? It also enhances your clarity. We'll also be looking at longer videos, 60 to 90 seconds, right? We've already done something on that, so this one gonna be easy. Then there's something called storyboarding for editing. No, now so when storyboarding comes for edits, this is where you need to understand how to plan your edit. Whenever you take up a project, right? You're not just jumping on the project. You're not just jumping on the project. So I went for Bullet Festival, right? I went to shoot for a couple of brands, right? And there are a lot of brands. Therefore, I went to shoot for Smirnoff. I did Smirnoff, Indomie, Admi, Guinness Malt, MTN. Which other brand was there? Which other brand was there? One other brand, I can't remember. I think Red Bull, I can't remember. But those were like their videos. I just went to shoot for them and all that. So during the editing process, what I normally do before this, I know the sound design I want to use for a particular brand, right? Secondly, understand that these brands have what we call brand colors, right? Example, Smirnoff Ice is always black and white with a little red. Red is not like the most pronounced color, but it's black and white, right? With touch of red. If you're shooting for like close up, for instance, you know that close up is white, blue, and red, or white and red. That's the general color. If you're shooting for Red Bull, for instance, Red Bull is red and blue with a touch of yellow, right? If you're shooting for MTN, you know the MTN is yellow and black, right? If you're shooting for Indomie, you know Indomie is and yellow, and yeah, and green sometimes, right? But these are like brand colors. So you need to also understand how to edit for this particular, you know, brands. And when you come for your storyboard, you're not just coming there to say, okay, let's do this thing for this. You're trying to arrange, you first of all, you ideate your um your editing process. You look at, okay, if I need to run this particular sound design for this, how do I go with this cut, right? So every single time you are planning on editing or you have a project, you don't just jump into it. What I normally do, for instance, is I'll import all the clips for a particular brand when I'm already done with bullet two, organizing them, right? Mm. Then I do the color coding. Sometimes I swap the color coding down during my edits, right? But this one too, you can also do color coding manually for this ones, right? But in the editing, it's just like automatic. Once you move the palette, it's already giving you whatever you want, right? Now, when you look at doing the storyboard, what I do is I come and I ask myself, okay, guys, what story do you want to tell? In fact, sometimes, most times, that's why I said the advantage I had earlier was the fact that I knew how to shoot videos. Like I know how to create good videos, right? So before I even start editing, right, I already know the kind of shots I want to put in my head. And then before I shoot, I know the kind of edit I want to do. So you see that when I'm now shooting, like during the Bole Festival, right? I was like, okay, there were some people who were coming in and they were not looking so chill. Like, okay, guys, can you just step back, give me some style and move your cups to the right and all of those things. I create my own style because in my head, I know where to put it in my edit. So there are levels to these things, right? So when you're storyboarding now, the storyboarding gives you idea of how to guide each clip, right? Each clip. And trust me, all these clips tell stories every single time. It tells. So in my head, I want to do, okay, a transition between different colors or different package for Smirnoff, right? What I just did was I just had to get about five persons holding the bottle, different locations because the place was very big, right? Different locations now told them exactly what to do. So as they were seamless, you feel like, oh, these guys did this thing at the same place. Oh, shit. I was the one that engineered those things. So that's the advantage I had because, of course, I was able to integrate these things and because I understand the power behind storyboarding. So before I edit, I look at my clips again and I look at every clips. In fact, I have folders that I use as B-roll. I just name those folders B-roll, right? B-rolls for both videos that have conversations, like they have audio, or the ones I just want to use my music and overlay, right? That's it. So yeah, that quiz one, timeline tools and stuff. It's just there for their sake. So the next week we'll be talking about creative transitions and motion. So in this particular week, we'll be looking at manual and preset transitions, right? The manual transition, the transition that you engineer by yourself, and the one that's already there, the captures are already, made available for us. They will also be looking at creating seamless transitions using masks, rather. So masking rather is a very powerful tool in video editing that you can use to manipulate a lot of things, right? So we're going to be learning that too. Also be learning how to use motion blur and zoom transitions, right? Zoom transitions, motion blur, zoom transitions. So it will be to your advantage that you go ahead of the class. It's always advisable go ahead of the class and get your facts ready, try these things out and know what it looks like. They're also looking at how to split screen and multiple frames layout. These ones are actually simple, where you have to work on two different or manage two different contents or two different videos in one frame, right? Then doing the whole adding and smooth. So basically, I know transitions are this class will be very interesting because a lot of people here, when I was going through the project, I saw that a lot of people were just, trying to play around with transitions. Some will use box transitions, some will use this function, some will use this function. Yeah, yeah, but the higher you grow, the more simpler your transition becomes because what you're trying to optimize for is first simplicity, two communication, rather first communication, two simplicity, and three consistency. Nobody cares about how you jump up and down if it does not align consistently with the brand you represent. That's why sometimes if brands want to pass MOUs to you, right? Memorandum of understanding, they will always want to put some elements that will guide you when you're even editing. So they will do the one way past you because oh, you feel like it's not very nice. Oh, this brand gonna like it. I want to fly this toothpaste from Yankee to this bro. Oh, we're gonna love it. No. Sometimes just use those things to guide and say, oh bro, hold up, do this in this way and do this in that way, right? So that's that. Then we also move to class three, or rather week three, where we're looking at color grading and visual consistency. If you miss this class, first of all, what happens to you is that you might get kicked off. You see particular class now, this color grading class now, in this color grading class, I'm going to add a little bit of, I didn't capture it here, but I'll teach just um, a redirection on how to also lighten because lighting helps you to understand color grading better, right? Just in case you're not the one that shot the video or or you're the one that is shooting the video, right? We also need to understand how lighting goes. So one of the good people I love their lighting. I mentioned this to him earlier as our boss. Every single time he's on the video call with us, I see how interesting and how simple and also sweet the lighting he uses or the way he lights, right? His environment and his space is very beautiful. So those things are not just you know magic, right? He understood how to make the visuals appealing to people who are watching it. So you see that once you get your lighting very well, color grading becomes very easy for you. You know that you don't even do much, right? And you get your video out there. So in that particular week, we'll be also looking at the correction tools, um, the adjustments, the color adjustments, color corrections, and all what have you. Also looking at matching colors across multiple clips. So this matching colors across multiple clips is basically to make you understand that if you are working on a video that, let's say you're doing a documentary, for instance, and there were in-house shots, like inside the house shots, indoor shots, right? And they had outdoor shots. Of course, you can't use the color grading of inside to do for the outside, right? So it's basically how to understand that, oh, and most times these shots of the in-house and outside can come intermediately in multiple places, different places, right? So you need to understand that, oh, what you did for this particular clip will not be the same with this. Now, if you have one clip, let's say someone was talking in the house, inside the house for like 5 minutes, right? And you got that 5 minute shot, it means that almost every color grading for that in-house shot should be the same, regardless of everywhere, anywhere it appears. Every and anywhere it appears. So if it appears at the 2 minutes, it takes that same color grade. If it appears at the fourth minute, it takes that same color grade, right? That's what that matching colors across multiple clips is what I'm trying to say, right? And so you also learn how to use the loops, right? And filters. Loops is actually a color code for is a color name for color grading and stuff, right? So you also learn how to use it because sometimes people can just come and they just feel like it's just to just put colors and all that. You don't understand that these colors have um, have technique and how to use them, right? So before I forget, what is loops and filter? What the loops means is lookup table, right? Lookup table is essential in kind of presets formula that tells you, okay, the auditing software and how to remap the colors and tones of your video and image, right? So it can be like we can say it's more like in form of what do call that filters, right? But it's more precise and professional. So remember lookup table, right, is captured in color grading, and you can actually understand it better, right? When we are teaching those things, I'll also explain that part too, so that we understand how it works too, right? And I mean, there are different types of loops, right? In that same place, there are technical loops, there are creative loops, there are calibration loops. Yes. So technical loops, right, is used to convert um, footage from one color space to another. So example, if you want to convert from log to rec 709, I'll explain all these things, right? It's just for you to have a look of me. I'll explain all these things. So there are some color codes when you're exporting a video. Sometimes you hear somebody say exporting 2K, exporting 4K. Those are basically um quality of the video based on the resolution you want to export, and also because of the platform you're posting it, right? Then sometimes you hear somebody say, okay, export on display P3, right? Or display or rec 709. Those are color codes that the person wants you to, because sometimes if you're shooting with a camera, sometimes you hear people say, oh yeah, shoot flat or shoot raw or shoot medium or shoot this. So you see that most times those are like color codes that they tell you, oh, when you get these things done, this is the achieved result they are proposing to get. You understand? So when that one is done, or when that one is used, the technical route is actually for um converting one color space to another. Then the creative route, I think there are three. The creative route is used to, what's that creative route used for again? Okay, yeah, I remember now. He used to um, stylize, or how will I call it, to style footage with a cinematic or artistic look, right? So, example is if you have I'm like, which movie will I use now? So there is this particular movie, The Lost Lands, that's Baptista, the former wrestler, acted, right? The color code for all those systems were basically creative look that they use. Teal and orange, vintage film look, musical videos use this particular color codes a lot. You see people like Shirley Poppy, them, Rema, all the secular artists doing their stuff, and all. You see that most of them, their edits and all that, right? They also just try to play around with those things. So it's not something you can bother on. Then the last one, right, is actually the calibration loads, right? And this one is used to correct display or projector color inputs, right? So if you are doing your projector, if you used to use projector, you see that sometimes when you come to your mode or display mode or color mode, you see that you can change it to cinematic, to standard, to there's another one, NEOIR now, right? You can also put it to gray, all those small, correction display, right? Just to give you what you want, right? So um I mean we're gonna learn all these things, right? So please and please try as much as possible to be involved in that class. Then we'll also look at adjusting brightness, contrast, saturation. Now, you will need to learn. The reason I'm emphasizing on this class is because you can turn a video that is so rubbish and so nonsense, visually speaking, into a golden looking video because of your level of understanding of color grading. Now, you see this brightness, contrast, saturation, and all the rest. I'll teach us how to manage these three tools and the rest, right? To knowing when and how to use them. Now, when I was learning color grading, something my tutor told me then, he said, I should forget about all these things that they are doing here. Oh. In fact, that once I get the video, first thing I should look at is how bright is this video and how dark is it. If I can understand how to balance lighting or brightness, that I've done half of the work. Secondly, he also told me he also said, how is the video highlighted? That's why in collaborating, you need to understand that highlight and brightness work hand in glove, right? While contrast and saturation work hand in glove. You understand? So a video that you are increasing the brightness should naturally be reduced in the highlights or should naturally reduce the highlights. While the video that you are increasing the highlights should naturally reduce the brightness. Do you understand? Same with contrast, clarity, and all of those stuff. Any video, in fact, saturation should be one of the last things you even add because saturation carries every single color and enhances it, right? But when you now work with your hue, saturation, and lightening, or luminance rather, right, you see that the HSL, you see that you can specifically say, oh, in this particular video, I just want to adjust the blue color. So once you tap on the blue, I think I showed us this thing one time. I was trying to use a particular this. I said, once you tap on this color, it changes everything that that color can pick out. So if there's blue in that particular video, it only affects the blue color, right? The moment I discovered this thing and how to use them, I reduce my usage of saturation because saturation just gives everything and sometimes it makes your video very red and stuff like that. But it is also an important tool, right? Because no matter how you do your colors, once you carry saturation and go to the negative side, every single thing has wipes to black and white. So it's very powerful, right? Then we also learn color as a storytelling tool, right? How to understand that if you're editing a video and you're trying to do flashback, your color should also communicate the flashback. If you're also doing a video and you want to communicate luxury, your color should also communicate luxury. If you want to also do a video and you want to communicate poverty or a rural environment, it should also reflect. So these are the things that, of course, you learn. Then the last session, we're talking about the project and feedback, right? You'll be creating a 1 minute cinematic montage. I discussed and I explained what the montage was the last class we had, right? In the last cohorts, rather. We'll also be looking at using transition, color grading, sound design, then our reviews, group discussion. Then just do random polishing and exporting and how to optimize them. Then we'll now do our presentation, right? So, um, yeah. So that's basically what we'll be doing in this cohort, right? So I'll take it again from the top, right? So timeline management and project structuring, week one. We're looking at how to work multiple layers on a timeline, organizing media folders, blah, blah, blah. Coding for colors and for clarity, planning a 6 minute video, learning how to storyboard for editing. Then week two, we're looking into creative transitions, emotions, manual versus presets. I explained the manual is the one you engineer yourself, preset is the already saved one on CapCut software. Creating seamless transition using Max, how to integrate motion blur. In fact, motion blur goes hand in glove with speed ramping too. So since we already understand how speed ramping works, we can actually make that class easy for us. Then how to work with split screen and multiple frames layout, adding smooth pan and zoom animations, and the rest of them. Week three, we enter into color coding and color grading, visual consistency. Um, Everything is now about color corrections, the matching colors, how to use your lookup tools, how to um run filters for brand, how to understand color basically, then how to adjust your brightness, contrast, and saturation, how to also learn to use color as a story tool. Then we do our projects or our presentation, and we call it a day for the cohort. So if you have any question, right, you can ask before I show us what the laptop interface looks like and what we'll be expecting while the class is going on. Because of course, as I said earlier, everything we're doing will be our class, will be laptop, and it's okay that we catch up as we go on. So if you have any question, just put it up on the screen with the chat box. I was locked off. I don't know why, but of course I'm back. So does anyone have any question? Does anybody have any question? Okay. If there's no question, let me share my screen so that I would show us how to um I'll show us okay, so please, if you can see my screen, if you can see my screen, please if you can see my screen, please just say yes, I can see your screen. The chat box, please, can you repeat your question again? The chat box, okay. Chat box, chat box, chat box. Kenechukwu, you said chat box. What's going on? If you have a question, you can ask. So, Kenechukwu, do you have a question? Okay, yeah. So you guys can see my screen. That's wonderful. Let me take this one off. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to I need to remove all these things a bit. Okay, so this is actually how the interface of your laptop should be looking like. I don't know why. Can I just take this thing off, guy? Can you just get that from here? Oh, good. Okay, hold on 1 minute. Let me do something. Let me do something. Okay. It's still showing. I want to take this thing off. I don't want all these things to be showing here. I don't need them. But yeah, if it can't work, let me just share it like that. Okay, I think Keneshiko has a question. All right, bro. So your question is, wahala. Are we to download the CapCut app in our laptop? If yes, how do we go about it? Okay. Okay, my bro. Yes, you have to download the CapCut app on your laptop, my bro. You cannot use it on your laptop if you don't have it now, right? You can't use it if you don't have it. So you have to you have to have it, right? So if you want to download it, it's simple. Go to Allah, can't say use mine. So go to capcut.com, my brother. Once you just go to capcut.com, so I'm using a Web3 browser, right? This Brave browser is a Web3 browser. What it does is that it optimizes everything I do, and I earn cryptocurrency tokens while I use it, right? So that's on the side. So now, CapCut is doing a lot. So before, when it comes to CapCut, you won't see anything like AI powered editor. You just see download for PC and download for um you see download for, please, I hope you can still see my screen. Let me be sure, please. Please let me be sure you can still see my screen, please. Can you guys comment? Let me be sure you can see my screen. Please, can you see my screen? Okay, okay, perfect. Victory say yes. Only Victory can see it. All right, good. So before you won't see anything like all this AI stuff, right? You just download, right? So you can do it online, you can download it, but the online means that you always be online. So I remember telling us that TikTok builders are the power engines for CapCut. So they're actually one of the people who sponsor and headline sponsors for this particular app. So if you come here, you click on your download, it will redirect you to getting for your laptop. I don't need it though. I already downloaded this now. So it just takes that initiative of knowing, what you're using is the operating system your laptop is using. Because I'm using a MacBook, is the file extension is .dmg. If you're using a Windows, is .exe, right? Exe. So that's the difference. Basically, you see that you download it. Once you download it and you're good to go, you install it. That's one side. On the other side, you can download from um, your Microsoft Store, or you download from App Store, right? If you go to App Store, if you go to App Store, you just go to CapCut, You can also see CapCut here, right? Once you click on it, you just come here and it's been telling me update. I mean, I want to update that stuff. So let me just hit there. Now the size here is 1.8 gig. Before it was about 600 or something MB. But I think with the integration of the AI, they are optimizing for more space and more functionalities. They always tell you the developers of the whole thing, and I'll show you the chart. So this is top chart. Top chart is one of the things to also know a good app is on this top chart. This top chart shows you people that are using it and actually the rating, right? And it also has its own category. So on this category now, you see that CapCut is under category of photo and video editor is number one, right? And you don't have to while downloading, you don't have to pay for it before it download. Unlike Final Cut Pro, right? For you to use Final Cut Pro, you have to pay 500,000 naira to just download the video and the software, not even to pay for using it, right? I don't know if this particular payment is inclusive with the usage, but just to download this, right? So it's also show you all those plenty stuff you want to know, right? And it gives you also, hold on, I want to check something. Okay, yeah. So under that particular photo and video rating, right? The chart, it is number one, right? How to know number two? I think Instagram is number two. Instagram is number two. Instagram. Instagram doesn't have an app. Oh, Instagram doesn't have an app on App Store. Okay, it doesn't have an app for App Store on PC version. So under messaging, right? You see social network. Um, WhatsApp is number one. If you put Telegram is supposed to be under social network. Telegram is number two on the chart, right? If you do Facebook is not under social networking. I'm not sure it's under social networking, but yeah.
Now we can't really
I'm
see
saying
your screen.
the screen is not showing what you're doing currently. That
Ah,
the screen is off.
is it too fast?
Yes, it's fine. And it paused at a point. I don't know whether that is what you're doing currently that is showing or not. It's just showing the interface of the tap codes and something like that. And it's very fast.
Away. I don't know why that's that, but um, that's a glitch. That glitch. How do I fix that glitch now? Okay, let me stop the recording. Okay, let me push my. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? You can see this one, right? Let's stick with this. You can see this, please. If you can see this, tell me you can see it.
Yes, I
Okay, so
see
let's
the
look at this.
same like before.
Everything I was trying to show then was how to get CapCut into your laptop.
That the
You
screen is
have
still the same way it was before.
how tiny or what?
Like it's tiny. We can't really see what's going on because it's tiny.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. Display. Let's put this. Is it better now?
It's still the same way. Someone showed you how it looks in the chat box.
Why? I don't know why it's small, though. Honestly, it's not supposed to be small.
See, the screen is divided into two. One side is showing your name, and the other side is showing your screen.
It's divided into two.
Yes, one side is showing your name, just your name on your
Oh,
screen.
hold on. Hold on. I think I know what's. Oh, okay. Oh, so sorry about that. So sorry. This is better, right?
Yes, it's okay.
Oh, so sorry. I used the sharing, uh, it's called something on the sharing screen. So sorry about that. So you guys can see everything here, right? So I was trying to say that when you go to App Store and check your stuff, CapCut, you can actually find the CapCut. And one of the things to know about a good app is the rating. Is number one on charts, right? If you go to on video and photo, if you do TikTok is number 6 on social networking, which WhatsApp is number one, Telegram is number two. So there's another one there. Instagram, that's just how to know. Instagram is not on this, it's not on web, it's not on laptop version. So that's why you can't see Instagram rating for now. Pinterest, under lifestyle. Pinterest is number one under lifestyle. So if you're looking for lifestyle, it's Pinterest, right? It's Pinterest. Um, um, Streamer Master is number four under lifestyle. So yeah, let's do CapCut. CapCut. So number two is Canva. Canva is number two on photo and video. And MX Player is number three on photo and video. This is their rating, right? This is how they use. So it means that every single gadget here can be used. In fact, see where Adobe Lightroom, there was time Adobe Lightroom was number one, right, on the charts before you can now see all those ones. So,
So I only seen the CapCut interface. I'm not seeing those things you're mentioning.
so this one are just there, right? So basically, that's how to navigate all those ones. And so was anyone saying something?
Yes, sir. I said, I think you are showing us something online, but we only see the CapCut interface.
Okay, yeah, it happens. So if this is what your interface will look like in your CapCut, that's for the laptop version. You can change the layouts here. You can do the default layouts. Let me explain what this default layout means. If you import a video, let's say, yeah, so if you import this video, right, and come here and you see media, it changes whatever you're doing. The playback is here, right? So everything you import as media becomes stays here. Let's say you import. Oh, let me do this. Okay, so if you choose attributes, it changes, right? Your playback is still here. If you do vertical, your playback stays here. So these are basically You can see some people's zone will be like this. I was using this before. I was in this particular interface before, this particular structure before. I now changed from this to this. So the reason I'm still using it because I want the feedback to be bigger, right? So that even if I say I want to display on large screen, so even if I want to display on large screen, right, it's easy for me to just look at it, right? What's going on? Right? Instead of this other normal one that you do displays. What's happening to Zoom again today now? Kyo. I don't get strength to beg. So that's basically what these interfaces are for.
Man.
So this is what you'll be looking at. This is how we'll be working when you import videos, right? These are the things that you'll be seeing most of us do. How to get your effects, add them to your video, adjustments, these adjustments, come to colors, do your color adjustments, increase it, decrease it. You see what's going on here. Do color match. Try to get the color match for particular clip and add it. So playing around with this is actually going to be easy, but we have to start from somewhere, right? So this is where you add your audio. If you have audio, you want to add from here. They have vlog audios, they have marketing audios, they have dreamy audios, they have travel hits, beauty, fitness audios. If you're working on a fitness video, you can pick sounds from here and you're good. Now, if you want to do the texting part, you can pick from your presets or your favorites. You can pick from your auto captions, stickers. I mean, trending stickers. There's emoji, there's emphasis, there's vlog, there's love, there's Christmas, moon, a lot of them. Stylish, birthday, anything you want to do. So this is the effects where you have to add. So let's say I want to add blur. I can search for blur. Blur should be other lens. Blur, right? You just add blur to your. You see, it has been able to add blur to this particular video, and I want to edit the blur. I can decide to reduce how blurry it is, or how blurry I want it to be more on, or I mean less blurry, right? I can also do that. And I mean you can even do opacity. You can work on your special effects. Hold on, let's put it first close quick delete. Yeah, so you can do your opacity. You can even edit the opacity in the sense that as it's going and as it's here, you can take it down to this. This is, I just keyframe the opacity. So if I play this video now,
Man.
The boy child is a moving vehicle faster than it.
okay, so let me bring it forward so it's easy for me to.
Man.
Okay, so
Man.
The boy child is a moving vehicle faster than a Bugatti. He learned to walk too fast. Get over things like the future of flight.
so now I can now pick from here and say, oh, this opacity, I want to take it back to 100%. Then here again, I take it back to 20%. And here again, I take it back to 100%. So if I play it back, you have something like
Hey,
this.
man.
The boy child is a moving vehicle faster than a Bugatti. He learned to walk too fast. Gets over things like the future flash. Nobody is teaching this boy positive masculinity. And now he wears armor just to cover his insecurities. You've been neglected for far too long. And now to cry reminds you you're less of a man when crying is a part of growing too. Someone tell this male.
Okay, so that's IB Quick, the great. Is there a particular Capcom version we are meant to download for the class or Capcom version what? So your CapCut version is designed to work in compatibility with your device. So you can't get a CapCut that is bigger than your device. The only thing they can do for you is to send you updates regularly, to just update it to the new interface. But the CapCut that will be installed for you is the one that is for your laptop specifications. The only difference is if at the end of the installation, it seems like some part is lagging or whatever, they have to upgrade your laptop. Right? You have to upgrade because the way they build laptop, the way they build CapCut, it should like the beauty is such a way that it should work for almost every device you get. So there's no particular one, right? So it's just for you to know the one you want to use and time you want to use. So basically, this is what we'll be doing for today. Preamble, ask your any question you have to ask, why we call it a day, right? So these are the things that you'll be learning. You'll be learning how to use filters. Everything we did in the first cohort, the only difference now is the fact that we are going to be personalizing it and be going deeper, right? So there are some things that I didn't say that time that I'll be saying this period. There's something that I couldn't show them that I can now show now that we have, proper, interface. And mind you, this CapCut version is paid for, is a pro version, right? It's a pro version. Um, so you also have to understand that okay, so please, if you have any question, do ask.
Can you hear me, sir?
Of course, my leader.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Of course, I can hear you.
Okay. The question I was asking about the CapCut version is just like I don't know how CapCut works in the system version, but just like Photoshop, they have different versions. They have Photoshop 7.0, they have Photoshop CSC, they have Photoshop CC and all those things. So they are grouped in versions. And there are some interface or there are some things that you will see in this particular Photoshop that you won't see in the other one. So I don't know if there's a particular version, just the interface you just showed us. Maybe it has a particular version so that we'll go and download that particular one so that whenever you are teaching, we'll be following. Thank you.
Okay, so let me explain again, just for clarity's sake, so that we won't miss it. Let me show you my screen. I wish I can share my entire screen, but I don't know why it's not permitting me to. Okay, desktop one. Let me share my entire screen then. Okay, of course. So I believe that everyone can see my entire screen, right? So if you come to this place, you see that there is this part where, hold on. Should I make it bigger? Okay, yeah, this is big enough. So there's a particular place where the details of your account is. Now there's this place where you see update available, right? You click on it. Now, if you click on these settings, you see a version called version 6.50. So the way it works is you don't have those different versions as in Adobe, whatever, right? It's just like WhatsApp. Anybody who is downloading WhatsApp currently will download the latest version WhatsApp has brought out, and it will now confirm if it's compatible with your device. That's the way CapCut is built. That's why you can easily go online, right? And go for, I went here, I just went to capcom.com. There was no, did not tell you download this other version, right? Download. That was why I first of all came here and showed us how to download it from this internet space. Once you come here and download, you click on your download button, bam, it redirects you and brings you back and start downloading, right? If you start downloading, if you can see, it is 3 point something MB, which it just downloads the raw file, right? Raw file that you can install. This is same thing here. If save is spam. Now, if you now go to, you can also go to your, I also said that you can also go to App Store and also download from App Store. Go to CapCut, click on CapCut, come here and download or update depending on the version that is. Once you update it, it takes the current version. Now, this version now is version 7.0. Do you get that? Was the latest version they brought out. Was new, fix some known issues, improve the trimming experience. We thank you for supporting CapCut and look forward for. So this is the newest version 7.0. But the one I'm using here is 6.5.0. I don't want to update. The reason I don't want to update my own, this is preference, because there are some features I'm enjoying here that I feel if I update it, they will just take it out. I have that strong feeling it will pay me, right? Because same with the fact that people who enjoy CSC, Adobe CC 16 or Adobe CC 20 or whatever, if they upgrade to this, right, they have a different feel. But it's different with CapCut. CapCut, you're not downloading that. You can't downgrade in CapCut. You can't go back and say, oh, I want to download. If once I update, I cannot go back and download this thing. So, but when you are starting with CapCut now, a version will be allocated. So that version will be compatible with your device or not compatible, depending on what your device, all these are depending on your device. If I carry my CapCut phone now, the version I'm using on my CapCut phone might be 6.3, right? So when I join, let's say I join CapCut today and download now, I want to go to CapCut and download. The newest version is what I'll download, 6.7. Now, by 2 years' time, when they must have upgraded to 6.10 or whatever, I might still be enjoying my 6.0 and let's say, okay, that was upgrade. They'll send me update, I know the green update. I could just use it like that, right? Somehow, there are some features I might not enjoy. Like this 7.0 now has, in fact, this one I'm already using has AI stuff, image maker or video maker, right? Embedded in it. But the 6.3, then they don't have it. So if I do not upgrade to 6.5, I might not enjoy this feature now and other features to come. That's just the difference. So you cannot go and see a different version in itself, right? Or different versions to now choose from. No, you should just allocate, you should just find a way to, same thing with WhatsApp, right? If you go to WhatsApp, it should now get, let's say on WhatsApp, you want to download WhatsApp, it will bring for you um let's check WhatsApp. Now, WhatsApp version is WhatsApp's current version is version 25.25.73, and they just updated this version 5 hours ago. 5 hours ago, they just released, like they updated it, they released a new version 5 hours ago, right? To version 25. So the one I'm using, possibly, in fact, the way to know the one I'm using is just to go to WhatsApp, right? When I go to WhatsApp, I go to my archives. Yeah, you all should close your eyes. Okay, I'm looking for the settings now. Okay, I've seen it. So you go to settings, right? Once you go to settings, there's a place that it will show the current accounts you are using or whatever, or all those things. So the same thing with, I mean, same thing with CapCut basically, right? So it's basically how it is, my guy. So same thing with this one. If I even go to TikTok, all these things have, so anyone you search for, as long as I downloaded it, it will give you that same version that's compatible with your device. It's not left for you to upgrade to any other. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much for understanding. And I really appreciate your understanding. All right, so if we have no other class, sorry, no other thing to say. Okay, Eze Manuel, your hands are up, please. Can you unmute and speak, please?
Okay, so please, I want to ask question. Stay on this CapCut for PC. While I was when we were given this synergy project, I said let me attempt using a laptop to edit it. So when I uploaded when I imported the video to the CapCut on the PC, it was actually lagging so much. Though I think I started on it, so you told me some things to do. But then I noticed that while I imported the same video in my phone, that it used to do a kind of compression. I don't know. It's as if the version of CapCut on phone just compress the video before it imports it into the CapCut interface on the phone. That makes it easier to edit because when I imported it on my phone, it was easier than the one on the laptop. So I wanted to ask whether there is maybe something that I need to do in the setting for that PCO so that it does the same thing that the phone app used to do. It kind of, I don't know how it does it, but it kind of makes the video much easier and makes it to flow easier when you're editing it. I don't know if you understand the question.
I understand it perfectly well. So, quick question, what's the specification of your laptop?
Okay, it's Windows 10.
That's not a specification. What is this? When I ask you what is the specification of a laptop, you tell me the brand, the processor type, possibly the RAM size, the ROM size, the storage size, yeah, of course, ROM size, the processor speed. So when I ask you questions like, what's your system type? You can tell me things like, oh, it's an EliteBook, HP EliteBook, has a double core or octa-core of i9, right? But runs on a processor speed of 2.0 gigahertz double core. Then it also has a processor type of 64 bits with a 32 gig RAM and 1 terabyte ROM that runs on SSD of X amount. So these are specifications so that it gives me an idea of the kind of laptop you're using. Are you with me?
Yes, sir. Actually, I borrowed the laptop just for the class. I've not had time to check.
Okay, are you with the
It's the reason
laptop
I
there?
do it. Yes,
Are
I
you with the
can
laptop
check that.
there?
Yes, yes, I can check.
Okay, so is the laptop on?
No, let me on it.
Okay, so when you on it, when you put it on, right? Is it Windows, right? Or a MacBook?
Yeah,
All right,
it's
so
Windows.
okay, so once you put it on, you can press it says Windows what 10 or 11.
Sir?
It says Windows what?
Windows Windows 10.
All right, so you can do so on the keyboard, press Windows U, right? Windows U is shortcut for settings. Then you can press Windows E to bring out the file explorer. Then go to the PC. You see my PC. Once you get to PC, you right click. It brings up an option. Then you go to properties to see the specifications of the laptop. While if you use Windows U, U for umbrella, if you use Windows U, it takes you to the settings interface, right? Then you now go to the about of the interface will now show you the specification of the laptop. So either ways you want to use is to get the same results. It just depends on how fast you want to do that.
Okay, so I'm about to do that.
Okay, while he does that, let me just say this, right? Um, let me just say this. Your laptop compatibility is very, very important, right? And regardless of the fact that the video played in your phone, and it was lagging in your system, when you're done getting that, I'll also show you how to also make videos play smoother, even if your resolution or your laptop this thing is low. It just helps it a little bit, but it's not the ideal solution, like it's not the exact solution. It just helps a little bit, right? Before I proceed, Keneshoku is saying, I didn't get the step for downloading CapCut in the laptop. For clarity's sake, and for the benefit of us all, can you do a voice note or maybe type a typed notes on the steps to downloading the app and send us to us? Which part of the not understanding that? Just go to, I just say it's two ways. I say go on your browser. If you're using Chrome or Firefox or wherever, just type capcut.com. You see the download icon there. You just click and download this all. Voila. Once you click and download it downloads as a file extension, right? That file extension can be, of course, because it's Windows, it will be on exe. Exe is a file extension for raw files for Windows, right? Most of them, if it has to do with softwares that does not require third parties and all of those things, right? But there's some softwares that you have to first of all merge, right, or crack or extract before those installation, right? Some of those ones might come in DLL, some might just come in other file extensions. Now for MacBook runs on DMG, right? While Windows naturally is .exe. So once you just download, you go there and double click and run it, right? Windows just run and install it. If you don't want to go to that side, come to App Store if you're using MacBook, and if you're using Windows, go to Microsoft Store and just type the same way you go to Play Store, you are looking for app, right? You go to Play Store and you just type CapCut. Play Store will bring it out for you. You just click on download or install. That's it. It will enter your phone or your laptop. So there's no need to do voice notes. Namuku, and it's very straightforward. So I hope I answered your question. And for the benefit of all, I hope I answered the question. So Back to you, Emmanuel.
Okay, yes, sir. I did the Windows U,
Windows what?
and it's showing me. I said I've pressed the Windows U as you asked me to press, and it brought me to display settings, things like that.
Now look for about.
About.
Scroll down. Scroll down, you will see about Windows or my Windows info, whatever, anything it shows about, depending on your system of naming. But you can see about PC down. The same way you go to phone and you see something like about. I click on the about of the phone, gives you all this information.
Okay.
Are you seeing any about?
No, sir.
It's always on the left tray. That's what we call tray. Feature trays. That once you click on the control Windows U, it brings you
Yes.
to display bright all those platforms. Then that's the tray by the left, while the description of every single feature displays on the right side.
Okay. Yeah. The last.
So,
Yes, I'm seeing that you're speaking of, but I'm not seeing about. Yes.
okay, if
I'm
you're not
seeing.
seeing about, now use the second option. If you're not, it's supposed to be there. Now press Windows E for Emmanuel.
Okay.
What did it come up
Uh,
with?
it came up to quick access, file explorer, and
Yeah. Now you see that's the file explorer, of course. You see my PC, you see an icon or a folder, my PC.
okay. This. Okay. I'm seeing desktop.
My PC or this PC, anyone.
Um, okay. Yes.
You just
This PC. Yes.
this PC ahead. Don't click on it, right click on it. Don't click. If you click on it, it brings up properties of the PC. But if you right click, it gives you option on what to do to the particular folder. So right click.
Yes. It's bringing. Yes.
Now go to
I've right
properties.
clicked on. Okay.
Click on properties.
Yeah, I've done that.
Now it has opened a kind of another pop-up window showing you the specifications of your laptop. True or true?
Yes. Yes.
So that's the specifications of your laptop, right? So that's what you use to know how strong your laptop is to carry such softwares, right? So if your laptop is mostly fourth generation laptop with a processor speed of about 1.9 gigahertz and all of those stuff, even if it's 64-bit type, processor type, it might not necessarily carry everything that you need, except the RAM runs on a high RAM of about 16 gig. Then the disk space is running on an SSD, not HDD. SSD, not HDD. If it's on an SSD, you have an advantage. But if it's on SSD, then that's left for you. But so when you look at those things, that's how you know that your laptop is running on that this thing. Our time is fast spent, but let me show you what it looks like on CapCut, please. Our time is fast spent. I am not happy that we have exceeded our time and we are still on this. So you can see my screen, I believe so. So when you click on this, now there's a place called, see this icon modify. I don't know if anyone can see my screen. Okay. I believe you can all see my screen, right? So there's this modify button here. Now this modify button, if you click on it, you come and see performance. There's something I was talking about, codecs, color code and stuff like that. These are those color codes I was trying to tell you about. LUT, lookup tools, how to convert from creative to um, calibration to all those ones. So these are these here. This one is to frame rates. So this is not what I'm coming here for. So, but if you come to performance, it will tell you proxy. turn it on to edit smoothly and faster without losing video quality. So once you turn it on, even if your video, so it will take the video as though it's playing on 720p resolution, right? 720p resolution is like let's say it's playing almost as an MP3, but it's giving you the visual. So it runs smoothly, right? And it's not affect the quality of the video when you're exporting. Okay, so if you come here and turn on your proxy and save it, anything you are doing here, just give it time, just be adjusting, and you can now be enjoying your smooth this thing. Once you want to export, right, and you change your this thing, your resolution is already on 4K, right? Of course, your codex color is always this one. I will also teach us how or what this ones means, right? What all this ones means. And the format MP4 or MOV is still depends on you, and the color space is static for exporting. So once you come here, that's what you need to do on this modify. But my own, I don't need to do this modify because my own is playing smoothly, so I just take it off and do my stuff right here. So that's basically it. And yes, I think if I don't stop this class, you know, go stop how. Please, I've tried. So my guys, thank you so much for having me in this class. I appreciate all of you. On Wednesday, we grind. On Wednesday, we shake tables. On Wednesday, we look for trouble. And on Wednesday, we learn. So please go back and go through the. Okay, I said I was going to drop the. I said I was going to drop the course outline for this particular course, right? Yeah, so I'll drop it now. I'll drop it as a picture so that everybody can go back and look at it again. Every single thing you need to know for this cohort is being captured here. So don't say you're not informed. Don't say that you were not told. Don't say you did not know. Don't say that nobody told you. I am dropping it on the group chat so that everybody will have access to it. And I think that's fair enough, though.